expecting from the Ospreys in the LV Cup this year?
No different really. I think it's about blooding new talent, getting up to speed with it. It's probably the youngest group we've ever had in my time, and I've coached, like my learning come through the LV and everything. It's probably one of the youngest groups I've come up with, but it's something that's really exciting, and I think it does show the strength and depth and all the hard work that goes on, not just in the A group. It's how we work from the age grade right up, and how those boys get probably coming into a system younger and earlier than ever.
Yeah. Which youngsters should we look out for?
I think the young second rows are coming through, like Rodri Hughes, Rory Thornton, Adam Beard have all done particularly well, and they're all young men and they're big lads, but the thing that's really positive for me is how they want to learn, how they want to do the extras, how they've come into not only this week, they haven't just come in for 5 days, but how they pick it up, and you see how grounded they are, and they're real good Osprey people, and they're real good kids, and they're not someone who'll get carried away with anything. They keep their feet in the ground, they work tirelessly, and you see the work they do in around the line now, they're picking it up. Whereas probably last year, I'd say going into Leicester, we had 5 days of preparation, wasn't brilliant because people weren't up to speed with their roles, but this year I think is a real upturn in around those young kids and how they're desperate to be Ospreys.
Will Nicky Thomas come into contention?
Yeah, Nicky will probably be involved in the squad. He would probably have a bit of rugby this weekend.
How is he progressing after his kind of well-chronicled, if you like, condition issues?
I think it's something that still learning, and at the end of the day, it's not just about a scrum. Nicky is getting a little bit better at certain things. I think he has got better in his conditioning, but it's something we're mindful of. There's more to the game than just the scrum.
How far away is he from sort of Pro-12 level?
Well, we'll get some minutes around LV now, and we'll see and gauge it off that. It's pretty difficult. He's doing really well at Premiership, but then there's a real step up to LV. And then there's a step up again to the Guinness and then to Champions Cup. So we'll see where he's at after the weekend.
Do you rate him, Steve?
Yeah, I think he's a real good scrummager. I think at any tight end you want him to be positive scrummager. So I do see there's a real positive aspect there, but it's just how to grow Nicky's game in around that scrum.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen Nicky Smith's progress. Has that surprised you this year, Nicky Smith's progress?
No, not really. We know how physical Nicky is, how strong he is, how he wants to learn, how he's sort of come back in, he's picked up, he learns a lot from Gibbo, he listens to people like Duncan, he's got a lot of people around him, and I'm not really surprised, he keeps his feet on the ground, and it's someone with Nicky, once he gets something, he gets it right more times than not, and there's loads to grow with Nicky as well, which is something that's really pleasing. He's come in, he's played Champions Cup against Northampton, Treviso for us. But the exciting thing is he's nowhere near the finished article, and it's something that excites us even more.
With Ian Jones, any news on his injury?
Yeah, he had bad cramp, so we'll touch wood. He won't be involved this weekend. We'll get him up and running, doing a bit more conditioning, and hopefully then he'll feature against the Dragons.
He had a good game, didn't he?
Oh look, I said after the game, for him to come in, and generally it's a team run and one other session, the work he's put in to learn his roles, pick up the lineups, because that's not an easy thing to do, to come in, and he's been really diligent in around that. So look, we're more than happy with Ian, how he's come in. It'd be easy for someone to look for excuse, or I didn't know something, but in fairness to him, I was really pleased with the amount of work he put in, and more importantly how he tried to learn his roles so he can help the team.
Is it sort of possible that you might look to sign him permanently?
I think it's something that we'll always look at, and like we meet quite regularly about recruitment and stuff, and I think he's done his chances no harm in around that. I think he's put himself in the shop window, and to come in after 2 sessions and perform, but like we say, we need consistent rugby.
Yeah, you've got number 8, you have got some good number 8s, haven't you?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, no, Baker obviously with Wales, and then like Joseph and Bierman and Mushy, all good 8s, but unfortunately they're injured at the time, and Tyler could play there, but obviously he's gone off with Canada, so we'll have hopefully 1 or 2 of those back fit after the sort of autumn series.
It's still 6 to 8 weeks with those 2, is it?
Yeah, potentially a little bit longer, but it's something that we've just got to get on with it and rehab them as best we can now, and concentrate our efforts on the likes of Yayan and Bola, Jordi Collier, and Sammy Liu obviously is having a break, and then Lloyd Evans coming into the fore. So yeah, we were pretty pleased, even though we've got a lot of injuries.
Saracens, what are you expecting from them in this competition?
Look, they're a formidable outfit in whatever competition they undertake. They've got a massive squad. The pedigree's there for them, and we know it's going to be a real tough test, and it's something that we're excited about. And around the young kids, we'll find out a little bit more about our boys, and then on the flip side for us, it's good to get Becky back up and running. Fuss will have some rugby Isaiah, so it's something that we're pretty excited about. We know it's going to be a tough challenge around Saracens, whatever tournament they enter. They've always got a formidable squad. So yeah, it's going to be a real good learning experience for us come Friday night.
I mean, you came and stuck against them, didn't you? Early season, but they had a different side, and so were you. Yeah,
we were coming and stuck in pre-season, but I think that's proved a real positive in some lights. Like at the end of the day, it's never good to lose 30 points to Saracens away from home, but the learning that like Nicky Smith, Scott Baldwin, a lot of these boys were learning up there. Jarvie was coming back. We had young Runye playing, so we learned of how efficient Saracens are as a rugby team. Look at where they play their rugby. When they get there, they're ruthless in what they do. They've got some real threats out behind. So it's something, they play the game in the right areas. They are a team that don't really like to sort of defend in their own passages, because they've got a real good kicking game. And then when you've got the ball, if you're not spotting what you do, their line speed will sort of eat you up.
Will David Howells be involved this week?
Yeah, Dav will be involved.
Yeah. Do you rate him?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I rate all the boys, man.
He's going to come through, you think?
Yeah, definitely. He's got pace, and I think there's a lot of learning going on with Dav. He's learning his roles. He's a real physical specimen, and look, he's got all the attributes to be a top-end Osprey, but it's something that we're not bigging boys up too quickly. But we see Dav, I think he's starting to really sort of come to the fore, learn his roles. He's starting to get comfortable in the environment now. And I think it's understanding what the difference is from age grade rugby to senior rugby, and how relentless training is, and way the game's going around LVs, Rabo, into champions. There's no let up, and you have to be on your game every training session in environments like ourselves.
Steve, back at the Gnoll in the LV, is that special?
Yeah, definitely. Personally, it's special for me. That's where played all my sort of first bit of senior rugby, and had amazing years there. I love going back there to watch games. Got an amazing crowd. It's a great place to play rugby, especially when you get the support. It is a real top class environment. I think it's daunting for opposition to come there as well. I think people think twice about coming there. Amazing history, great people of the club, and I can't wait to get back in, and I'm sure the boys are really excited about going to an environment like the Gnoll.
9 years, is that too long to wait to go back?
Yeah, possibly, but in the past we go there Friday night, so it's something that I'm pretty excited about, and I'm not one for really looking back. It's something that it'll be exciting. It'll be great to get back down the Gnoll, and hopefully we can put on a real entertaining contest.
And as you say, you've played now. What is it like when you're out in the middle, when it's a packed house down there?
Oh, it's an amazing place to play. I can remember some nights we were playing Leicester and the Blues in Cardiff at the time, in the Celtic League semi-finals. It's an amazing place, and around the cowshed when that's full, it is a special environment. And when you run up those steps to come onto the field, it is unique, and it's something that I'm sure the boys will look back on in years to come and really appreciate what sort of environment and atmosphere it does create.
For some of the younger players, which are obviously going to have to carry in the LV, they've got a great experience for them in terms of stepping stones towards the Pro 12 and playing at Liberty.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that, it's about experiences. We know we'll be tough against Saracens, but it's something that we want to show what our young kids can do. And I think to learn, you have to have different environments, different places where you play, going away from home, coming up against English teams. It's different again, and we know the English teams are generally massive physical teams. So it's all learning for these guys, and it'll be no different come post game on Friday. There'll be experiences, whether it could be just the crowd, whether it's the fact that they come up against a real sort of physical pack. There's going to be so much learning that these boys can take and go forward with their careers.
You're hoping for a big crowd then, Steve?
Yeah, we hope so. We've had, like, when we've gone on the road, when we've gone to the brewery, it's been amazing experiences. And I can remember playing Northampton against a fully loaded Northampton. They were special games, and you look back on the boys who've come through those type of games. You look at Kingy, Tips, Webby, you look at Eli. There's a bucket full of boys that have come through that sort of system, and how it is, like you say, the next step up to what it'd be. Becky's come through it, and it's really good for the young kids to get a real run out, but then it's really positive then for Isaiah, people like Fuss, Abbas, Sammy Davis to really stake their claim then for the next round of Guinness Games.
Reece Webb this weekend, you're full of confidence to do a good job for Wales?
No, without any shadow of a doubt, he's been in outstanding form. I'm just really pleased for Reece. It's well deserved. I think how he's come back from the injuries he's had, how the pre-season, the form he's taken into the start of the season, he's been outstanding for us, and I think it's a real credit and a real proud moment for Reece, and how everything he's gone through as well. How it'd be easy for people to be down on the injuries he had, but like I'm just really proud to have our half-backs representing Wales on the weekend.